The unthinkable reality. Elmore without Darwin. Picture this for a moment. Elmore without Darwin. No fish who learned to walk, no infectious laughter, no voice of reason cutting through the chaos. Can you see it? No best friend to pull Gumball back from his most reckless impulses. No brother to soften the storm. Just a blue cat trapped in a hurricane of unchecked emotions and wild energy. Here's the truth. Darwin isn't simply the adopted brother. He represents something far deeper. The moral compass in a universe ruled by absurdity, sarcastic jokes, and even talking toast. Darwin is the balance. The inner voice that makes all the difference in every single episode. Today, we're diving into that alternate timeline nobody wants to experience. A parallel reality where Gumball never crosses paths with Darwin. Before Darwin, a life without direction. Before Darwin arrived, Gumball's life was pure, untamed chaos. Nobody stopped him when he threw himself headfirst into whatever popped into his mind. No voice saying, "That's wrong." No friend willing to explain the difference between right and wrong. Gumball was pure impulse, chasing chaos for the thrill of it, almost always making everyone else's life harder. The origin episodes paint this picture perfectly. In those early moments, Gumball saw Darwin as nothing more than a pet. He didn't value him as someone important. He ignored him, or worse, used him to test his most absurd ideas. Building ridiculous contraptions, hurling objects across the yard, even shooting him from a cannon without thinking about the damage it could cause. Everything seemed like a joke until it wasn't. Without someone on his level, Gumball drowned in a sea of directionless emotions. He was selfish, acting before thinking, with no filter teaching him empathy. He was raw force without control. But then, the unexpected happened. Darwin developed legs, learned to speak, and stopped being the pet to become a true brother. And from that moment, everything changed. For the first time, Gumball found someone who balanced him, who taught him to listen, who forced him to care about something beyond himself. Darwin became the companion who softened his extremes and showed him what it truly means to grow. The identity crisis. Who is Gumball? Really, a powerful example emerges when Gumball discovers his real name isn't Gumball, it's Zach. Imagine finding out that the most basic part of your identity has always been wrong. This discovery triggers a complete existential crisis. He becomes arrogant, bossy, obnoxiously confident, and honestly, pretty unbearable. He insists everyone call him Zach, as if this new name could erase everything he'd been before. On the surface, it's funny, but underneath, pure insecurity. He doesn't know how to face not being who he thought he was, and the only person capable of bringing him back to reality is Darwin. When Gumball is lost in that false version of himself, Darwin reminds him of what's essential. What matters isn't a name, but the person you are and how you treat others. Without his brother, Gumball would have stayed trapped in that mask forever. The unbreakable bond. Their relationship overflows with moments like these: jokes, arguments, embarrassing confessions, but always with an underlying foundation of unshakable trust. Remember when Gumball shares ridiculous secrets in the school bathroom? Instead of mocking him, Darwin listens patiently and comforts him. It's strange, it's awkward, but it shows just how deeply they understand each other. Or that episode where they try acting mature and independent, proving they no longer need each other, that they can grow apart. But ultimately, they discover that growing up doesn't mean growing distant. It means recognizing how much you need each other. They end up embracing in one of the series' most genuine scenes, even learning how to give a proper hug. It's weird, yes, it's clumsy, but it's perfect because it reflects authentic brotherhood. Without Darwin, all those moments would evaporate. No partner in mischief. No ally in school victories. No calm voice amid the collapse. More than memories, Gumball would lose the person who helps him transform into someone better, Nicole. The weight of everything. At this point, we must talk about Nicole, the family's mother. She's tough, demanding, with seemingly unbreakable strength. But throughout the series, we also see her tender, vulnerable side, the one that makes her the true emotional pillar for Gumball and Darwin. Certain episodes showcase this brilliantly. When Gumball feels overwhelmed and alone at school, and Nicole decides to squeeze into his locker just to be beside him. Or when he and Darwin are dangling from a school sign, and without hesitation, she grabs a hose, launches herself like a hero, and rescues them. Afterward, she holds them tight, making it clear that beneath her toughness lies immense love. And we can't forget the episode where she faces a rival from her past. Nicole fights with all her energy, fierce and unstoppable, but instead of ending with hatred, she closes the conflict with compassion, proving that protecting family means not just physical strength, but emotional stability too. Now imagine that landscape without Darwin. Everything would fall on Nicole. Every tantrum, every emotional crisis, every problem Gumball can't handle alone. Nicole would have to be mother, friend, counselor, and refuge all at once. Even someone as strong as her would become overwhelmed. Darwin doesn't just help Gumball, he helps his mother not carry everything alone. Elmore, without Darwin, a bleak reality. And so the big question arises, what would Elmore really be like without Darwin? The answer is simple, messy, louder, and far lonelier. Gumball would remain a whirlwind of chaos, running from one place to another without direction or learning. Without Darwin's voice, nobody would say, "Wait, think for a moment." Elmore would shift from a city full of color to an emotionally hollow stage. Constant noise, but no human warmth. The episodes make this crystal clear. Darwin is the one who teaches that gifts matter for the affection behind them, not how flashy they are. Darwin guides Gumball when he doesn't know how to express his feelings toward Penny. Darwin gives pause to his emotions before they explode. Without him, those lessons would never exist, and Elmore would be a place brilliant on the outside, but cold within. Even the fans have debated this. A trending topic on social media asked what would happen if Gumball and Darwin had never met. Most agreed. Gumball wouldn't survive emotionally. And it's not hard to imagine. Muted colors, absent laughter, a blue cat running in circles searching for meaning in his life. Only moments like in The Bros, where both realize they can't be apart, or when Darwin teaches Gumball that honesty is also expressed with affection. These are the heart of their story. They aren't just sweet scenes, they're the ones that shape who Gumball is and how he learns to be better. The inevitable conclusion. And here's the inescapable conclusion. Could Gumball survive without Darwin? Probably yes. But could he truly grow, evolve, and become more human? Never. Because the relationship between them isn't a minor detail. It's the core of the series. The perfect example of what true brotherhood means. Trust, support, and a love that survives even in the middle of disaster. So now I ask you, would you be the same person without your best friend? Leave your answer in the comments and join the conversation about friendship, personal growth, and what truly completes us as human beings. Let's give each other a high five, just like brothers would.